Joe Braymeyer fans around the world. As I'm sure most of you know, I am not Joe Braymeyer. Did you know that I am not Joe Braymeyer?
I just found out a few minutes ago.
Joe, his son was playing baseball, and we said, you know what, that's a pretty important thing. So we let him cut out for a few minutes and go see him play. Winston's hopefully hitting some home runs. But,
Yeah.
So, Kelly, you're part of the big Quad City Marathon 60-person army that handles this thing, right?
Yep.
What's your lane? Because it's a really cool one. Let me tell you that.
So I am the chairperson for the Shoes for Kids program. So what we do is every year we reach out to local school districts, work with staff at each of the building levels, identify kids in need, and provide them with a free pair of running shoes and free entry into the kids' races every year.
Which is nuts. 500 pairs of shoes. I mean, if you just even do some rough math at $100 a pair, $50 a pair, whatever. I mean, you're talking real numbers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And where does the money for that come from?
So there's multiple areas that comes from. So I also write grants for this program to bring in some money. We do some fundraisers each year. So we worked a Quad City Storm game last year, did the Chuck a Buck fundraiser. And then Woody's Wine Down was just Thursday night. So you pay an entry fee, you go drink wine. There's raffle baskets and everything that people bid on, silent auction, things like that. So a couple different ways. And then community donations is a huge one. So there's links on the website to donate for kids, and we accept them year round. So you can go on there anytime to donate.
That's awesome. So talk to me about how working with the schools is, because you're going to have a bunch of different districts. You're going to have a whole lot of kids in need, I would imagine. How do you guys even start to put a dent in this problem?
Well, so I start out each year talking to the superintendents at each school district and identifying a point person at each building. That way I have a contact that I can work with, and then I shoot them an email and I just say, hey, here's a ballpark number we're looking at for number of shoes per building. They go out into the schools, they work with all the staff within the schools, talk with the parents and do that. So it's a lot of emailing back and forth. It's a lot of spreadsheets and remembering contact info.
I'm sitting here. I go through like the logistics of all this. Like with each of you, it's so fun to learn about your lanes, because my first instinct is 500 individual items that have to have sizes. And I mean, do they get to like choose colors or anything?
So we have, you can between female and male colors.
Yeah, right.
So I make sure they select one based on the color preference they would like. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just sitting here going, this is a tracking nightmare, because it's not like you can just go, oh, hey, here's a pair of shoes, right? Like, holy cow.
Yeah. So algorithms and spreadsheets are my best friend.
You just said okay, hold on. We're going to deep dive. Where does an algorithm come into play here?
So I learned from my IT department that you can, work in Google Sheets, create a formula, and it'll do a lot of the work for you. So
right.
I go in and put in the formula with the different algorithms, and it pre-populates and inventories everything for me. So learning that was a bit of a learning curve, but now that I've got it down, it makes life a lot easier.
It's always so much fun when you like hit one of those magical things. It's like, this shouldn't be this hard. And then all of a sudden, like, somebody's like, oh yeah, just do this. My wife does that with me in Excel all the time. Like, I'm a big data guy. Mm-hmm. I can't use Excel for crap, which is crazy, right? But like those things, like you sit there, oh, yeah, that totally makes sense that it should be able to do that.
Yes.
So what's the part you enjoy the most?
Seeing the kids get their shoes.
Oh, you get to be a part of that?
So we were handing them out in the Expo today before the races, trying them on, making sure they fit. And then anyone who doesn't come and pick them up, we give them to this district point person, and they will usually send pictures back to us. But just
because they get to be part of the event. So they're coming to get packets, and they're coming. So
so a lot of the kids show up today.
That's like the cherry on top.
Yes.
Like, that's great thinking, planning, like crescendo.
Yes.
Because they're probably practicing running, they're, getting ready for it, and then all of a sudden that's genius.
Yeah. It's amazing.
That's just genius. So I'm still just processing 500 kids trying to get them all the shoes and not have it be a hot mess. So how many people do you have helping you do this?
I had 2 other volunteers with me today, but otherwise I'm a one-person show most of the time. Sometimes my other district nurses in my district just kind of help out and bounce ideas off of
nuts?
them. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
This is what I enjoy to do in my free time.
Got it. Okay. You're one of those. I totally get it. So did I catch you're a nurse?
Yes.
Is that so? How did you get pulled into this whole Quad City Marathon thing?
Well, so when I started school nursing, one of the other school nurses in our district had already been a part of this. She kind of was a part of it from the beginning since it was started going on. She was running it, but was retiring as a school nurse and deserved her time off. And I'm like, I'll take over, and we went from there. I had no idea what I was getting into. I had helped volunteer to hand out the shoes, but none of the background stuff prior to that. So,
I'm catching this theme amongst all of you. I was a pacer for 1 year, and the next year I got promoted to running the Pacers. I was going to help just size shoes and get them out, and I'm running the thing. But what that means is the culture and the team that's here knows how to identify people that can do things and gets out of their way and lets them do it, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about working with the team?
I just think the camaraderie and the willingness for everyone to just jump in. Doesn't matter what's needed. You'll get a random text when these 500 shoes showed up. It was like, hey, where do you need these and when? And everyone's just willing to get them where they need to be. And they don't care if that's their role or not. They're just willing to do it.
Well, and that's something Joe was talking about, you're talking about, the 60-odd person team, and, everybody has their lane, and they stay in their lane. But I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but what he really meant is they stay in their lane for the things that they're, weighing in on and making decisions and leading. Mm-hmm. But then whenever anybody else needs something, they're there.
Absolutely.
Right? So, and that's something that takes a great team is because lanes are hard, right? Mm-hmm. Because, this is your thing, and it's always easy to want to pitch in and help a little more.
Yep.
Even though they may not need it. And you guys, from the outside looking in, just observing how this event goes, you guys have a tremendous amount of team discipline and team trust to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
So, how long have you been doing this?
This is my second year, still pretty new at it, yeah.
What's the one thing you wish you would have known when you started?
I guess probably some of the Google Sheet things, just the
that doesn't count. You already talked about that. You don't get to use that again.
I don't know. Honestly, I think I wish I would have known about it sooner as far as being on the committee and doing all this stuff. I probably would have jumped into this role quicker than had I known about it sooner. I mean, it's just a really great experience the whole weekend. The whole year we're working behind the scenes, but...
So when does your process start?
Well, actually, the grant writing process usually starts right after the marathon is over. Right. We attend meetings starting usually around February, March. And then my big push starts in April. I email the superintendents. I start getting districts on a list that are going to be participating. And then my really busy time is right when school starts until my orders are due to get those shoes here on time.
So talk to me about the role. So it's ASICS, correct, that you partner with. How does that partnership work?
So that partnership is through Fleet Feet. Phil Young works with us, and because, he has the shoe store, he kind of already has a relationship with them. So he's told them all about what we do and why we do it, and kind of has given them all the data and the things that we've done in the past, and they just really think that it's a powerful message and a really important thing for kids to be a part of.
It is, and I think the one thing, I'm a little bit of a shoe nerd, and the one thing that I think is critical in a case like this is shoes are important when you're exercising. And now I don't run, obviously, I'm a racquetball guy, but regardless of what sport you're in, shoes in your feet, it's where everything starts.
Absolutely.
Right? And a lot of kids they just throw on whatever shoes they've got. They're going to go play because that's what they do, right? Mm-hmm. But to get kids started off in a pair of shoes like ASICS, and understand, I guarantee you, when they put them on, they're like,
you should see the faces. You can feel that they just feel the difference between whatever they came in with on and how much better that is on their foot.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And that will, I sold shoes for a split second when I was in college. I was a master shoe fitter at Dillard's, if that means anything anymore. But it's stupid. That means I can use a Brannick, that device to measure your feet. That's all that means. But It is like just even making sure like toe boxes fit or the arch length is right, or going a little longer if you've got a long arch, short toes. It's okay to have a little more room at the top for the arch to fit right.
Absolutely.
And for kids to be able to like have that extremely distinct feeling, that will stay with them forever.
Absolutely.
They're like, that's what shoes are supposed to feel like.
Yep.
And that's what when they started telling me about this, I'm like, I don't know if they entirely realize how long of an effect this could have on those kids and like how they approach their feet and athletics and stuff like that. That sounds really cheesy, but it is. I mean,
it really is. And we have kids, multiple kids each year. They'll show up in the same shoes they got from us last year. That is the only pair of shoes they get the entire year long. And then we're able to replenish them and size them up each year. And so that's a really cool lasting impact.
Awesome. Like, and that's, with some of the stuff that we do, being able to see growth and see where people are going and what they've done when you're able to help them and when they're able to start taking those steps and you see those next levels, that's more rewarding than like any of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Favorite kid story? You have one?
I think my most shocking kid story is the first year when I actually just volunteered here, we had a girl show up in like a kid size 5 shoe, and we actually properly fitted her, and she needed a women's 9. Like, that was just the most astonishing. I don't even know how her feet fit in those shoes. So my favorite thing was actually being able to like just give her that. Like, I wish everyone could have seen her.
Toes?
She must have just been smashed up in the front of her shoes. Oh my God, it was astonishing. But just watching her like just bounce out of there, I think that was one of my favorite kid experiences with this whole program.
And that kind of goes to what I was saying. Like, that's because that's what they have. That's what they're used to. Kids are so, why is the word not coming to me? Resilient.
Yes.
Right? They're so resilient. They may not sound like it all the time because sometimes they're 10-year-olds and they whine, but 95% of the time they're extremely, like, they're not going to tell you if they're, and I can only imagine what she was like when she went home. Right?
Yeah.
Like, there's that first instant, oh my goodness, this feels amazing. Like, this is, but like after the second or third time she put those on, I can imagine it's just like setting in, this is real.
And her whole body had to have felt better after that.
I'm sure. Like, and again, I'm not an orthopedist. I'm not a PT, anything like that. But like, you can even just see people like standing up straighter, or and that's got to feel great.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
What you guys do is amazing. I mean, that's just.
Thank you.
It's gonna change kids' lives, and I know shoes sound cheesy when you say it'll change their lives, but like, and also seeing that people care about them, right? Like. We don't get into politics here, definitely not. But everybody talks about, you hear a lot of people saying, oh, we're so divided, we're so this, we're so that. You come here, you watch what you guys do for these kids, you watch the pump and run, you watch everybody taking pictures together. This is the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
Now, I thought we were going to get to go into ESPN commentary mode on the 22.5-pound chug a beer challenge, but they just totally bailed. So, again, Kelly, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Keep doing what you guys are doing because it does make a huge difference. And you know what you get to do next?
What's
well,
that?
Actually, wait. One last thing. For anybody at home, if they want to be a part of this, or what's the one thing you want them to do next? How do they reach you if they want to?
Yeah, so they can go on the website, and if you go under the registration tab off to the left-hand side, that's where you can donate. That's where you can get all the information about Shoes for Kids. And, yeah, just get the word out there. I mean, I've got plenty of other school districts that we'd love to have get involved in future years, and we want to just keep growing the program. So fundraising will help with that and getting the word out.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you. It's
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure. Go have some more fun and
will.
get some more shoes out there.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.